Welcome to the wild happenings at Koala Gardens during February. Are you concerned about how quickly koalas are losing their habitat here in Australia? Yeah, me too. In today's video, we are going to take a quick peek at how life can look for koalas when they do have their trees. Have you subscribed here to my channel yet? Please do, and smash that like button so that you always get alerted to the new content that's coming out. Now, all my video is free, but if you would like to get involved and support what I'm doing here, check out the links below and have a look at the great exclusive stuff you can get by supporting me on Patreon. There are other ways like in the loop adoptions, great ways to get involved and be part of the solution. And I want to acknowledge the Widjabul people of the Bundjalung Nation on whose land I live, work and play. Now, let's have a look at those cutie patooties. I've popped them in here in alphabetical order because it's just easier for me when I'm sorting stuff. Do you know who this is? It's the gorgeous little Astra. Astra is a juvenile male that is trying to settle in the area, and he uses the property. I usually see him once, sometimes twice in a week. So he's around the area, but I don't see him all the time. But when I do, just look at him. He's fabulous. I reckon he looks quite a bit like two other koalas that we've seen here before, who were also young juvenile males when they were here, and that's Waddle and Bobby. Do you remember either of them? Do you know who this one is? It's the lovely Bonnie. She's a dark girl, isn't she? Bonnie came onto the property in November and brought her daughter Janice with her, and they both separated then. I haven't seen so much of Bonnie lately. It's amazing how koalas are territorial, and yet they do move through the landscape. Just look at this face. I am falling so in love with our gorgeous iguane. She reminds me a little bit of Ellie some days, and then other days she doesn't look so much like her. But look at her, that round face, those big ears, and at the moment in this video she's actually down in area 11, which is Ellie's area. If you become a patron, then you get to see lots of extra stuff each month, including maps of the property and the numbered areas and who's moving through where. So this is Ellie. It's a bit hard because she's not looking directly at the camera to compare her to Iguane, but just look at Ellie's Joey. It's so exciting, isn't it, that we've finally got a gender reveal on this fella. That took some time, I tell you. Ellie is really enjoying that he's separating from her more and more and giving her a bit of a break. But I do tend to wonder whether Ellie might already have a new Joey in pouch, because pretty much once koala mums have their first Joey, they just are pretty much a mum all the way through their life. We've watched Ellie with extra attention to detail all her life, because she was not much bigger than this Joey here when she first arrived at Koala Gardens a few years ago, and we've watched her grow up from a very young koala all the way through to having raised her second Joey. It's really exciting to get to see that much of one koala's life. And our lovely boy Hope. We've watched Hope from when he was inside his mum's pouch. It really is a privilege to get to watch koalas this long. Hope tends to spend most of his time right over the other side of the property to Ellie and her Joey. He's really marked his own territory out now. Sometimes it's really hard when koala spotting to get an identification on who I'm looking at, because look at some of the things that I find when I come along. They can be quite high up in the trees, but this is Janice on a few different days. Janice is the daughter of Bonnie, and they've been completely separate to each other for a couple of months now. And Janice has been making bigger and bigger circles as she grows up and finds her own way through the landscape. The newest addition to the property is this huge girl Onyx. You know, when she first came onto the property, I just thought that she was a boy because she was so big, and it was such a surprise for me when I discovered that in actual fact Onyx is one great big buffy girl. Oh, can't wait to see what happens with her over the next year. Are we going to see her have Joeys? She certainly didn't have a Joey with her when she came along, so is she just one really big sub-adult? Or did she come along because she separated from her previous Joey? Oh, this is what happens. I ask them a question, they just turn their back on me, and I have to figure it out for myself. And Valentine. Notice he's now got a bit of a piece out of that right ear. I tell you, it's a pretty tough life out there in the bush. He could have got his ear caught on something, or he could have been fighting with other males, or trying to persuade females of what he wants. But whatever we know about Valentine, one of the things is he this month hands down wins the silly positions for eating of all the koalas during February. Valentine has really matured on, I've noticed, in the last few months. He's an absolute joy to watch because, you know, he had chlamydia in one of his eyes 18 months ago, and it's just great to have got him in, got him treated, and have him back home on the property, staying healthy, wild and free. And guess what? You've done it. You have made it to the end of another Koala Gardens video. I hope you enjoyed a quick little look around everyone and everything that I saw during the month. Would you take a moment to write into the comments below, koalas are the best. Thanks for watching. Lots more great video coming your way. Another way that you can think about supporting the work I do is whenever you want to buy something for yourself, like a t-shirt or a hoodie or a hat or a phone case or even a new mug, go check out my Redbubble store. Lots and lots of amazing designs there that I'm sure will just tickle your fancy.